Alright, hello and welcome back. Thought that, during this intermission here, take a little break from the action that we saw in all those Zoma fights, show off something I got here. So, I've been hearing some people asking, by people I mean at least two, probably only two, people wondering, where's DQ6 in this event, right? Well, we didn't get any submissions for 5, 6, or 7 this year, so we couldn't include them in the event, but in fact, in the last 3 events, we haven't had a submission for DQ6, so really, if you want a free acceptance into an event, all you gotta do is learn the game. Will probably take you. So, but that stands the question though, for now, where do we put DQ6? Well, I've been thinking about buying a Nintendo DS cart for DQ6 lately, but they're very expensive case and box, so I made myself a custom case to hold the game in to save me some money. And by the way, if anyone out there has a Nintendo DS card of DQ6 that they don't want, and they would rather have mouse pads, let me know how many of these you want. DM me. I have enough to make the trade. Trust me. I made way too many of those. But, getting back to my case. So there's 2 things we all know about DQ6, right? First of all, wells. There's a lot of wells in DQ6. You go in them to switch between the 2 worlds of the game if you're not familiar. It's also the game that started the trend of there being tiny metals and stuff down wells. You have to jump in every well in the game now to find all the small metals and all the little treasure chests and stuff. It's kind of a pain. So we got a well here I made. And you look inside, see there's a little slot in the bottom to hold the DS cart. There's also a little rope in the back. I don't think you can see that with the lighting though. So we can throw it in the well. The other thing, though, that we all know about Dragon Quest VI is that it is a game that could also be placed in the toilet. See there? Got a little etch of Deathmore on it. That's going to be my case for DQ6 after I buy a cartridge. Alright. Give me 1 second and we'll get back to the speedruns. Throw up my notes and throw up chat. Didn't put as much work into that as I put into the Dragon Lord shell I made for Questing for Glory, but a couple of hours over this weekend. Alright, my controller's turned itself off. It's gonna start my timer. Normally timing would start when we turn the power on, but I've already done that and I don't feel like resetting the console. Let's just get going. So this is the PlayStation version of Dragon Quest Monsters 1 and 2 compiled onto 1 disc PlayStation. We didn't get this in the West, so I'll be playing in Japanese. And I still have my speech notes up. I need my run notes. So we're going to play as Luca, also known as Kobe if you've played the GBC version. Take the default name and we'll just get going. Not set my turbos right. Just checking to make sure I have a memory card. Even if you're not saving, it checks, I guess. Alright. So, starting out here, Dragon Quest Monsters 2, effectively with these games, you're going to the country of Great Log here to start your new life with your parents. And your parents are running a monster farm, which is just the bank for monsters. You deposit them there. Your Pokemon PC. As if you're not familiar with these games at all, it's basically a monster collectathon. You recruit monsters and they fight for you, usually in battles of 3-on-3. So these games are really cool to play, though, if you've played the main series games, because I just love when you, you encounter a monster that you know from the main series, like, oh, this guy was a boss, he gave me a bunch of trouble, and now he's on my team. That's just awesome, right? Hitting a couple story triggers here. We talk to Dad, he tells us to go play with her sister, so we talk to her. And Monsters 2 had 2 versions with it. You could play as Kobe or Terra. In Japanese, they're Luca and Iru. So those are your 2 choices up there, and if you pick a different character, then you find different monsters throughout the game. basically like the differences between Pokemon Red and Blue. So I think all the bosses are the same except for the second to last boss. It may not be true of the post-game content, but the reason we're picking Kobe is because there's at least one monster I need to recruit that's easier to recruit on Kobe. It may not even exist on Terra. Monster that's the skill we need, the Kamikaze skill, which I'll discuss in about an hour when I recruit that monster. Alright, so here we are on our new home. This is about 50% of the land in this country of Great Tree, so our parents must be doing well for themselves. Draxlime just beat up Terra and took him meat, so, you know, she should try to be less of a pushover. Alright. Talk to him. We're gonna run in here. Quite a few plot triggers at the beginning. This is the first important one. We talk to her, and she tells us to go to the vault and run an errand for her. I forget what relative she says, but somebody sent us a nut pie. Guess it's like a pecan pie or something? I don't know. We're gonna go to the vault and pick that up. On the way, we're gonna run into Prince Kameha and Waribo. They're kinda just out and about harassing the proletariat. There they go. You're gonna see them bothering people a couple more times in this opening here. Here they are again. Just grabs this old lady and spins her around, and off they go. I love that song, by the way. That song comes out of Monsters 1, actually, but I always think of Monsters 2 when I hear it. Alright, we got the pie. Fortunately, Prince Kameha and Waribo also like pie. Waribo smells something. He owns me. And Kameha takes the pie. They run off to the south, but it's actually faster to chase them if I go to the right, so I'm gonna go to the right. It's fine, I know where they're going. Terra goes down that way, but she's not a speedrunner. Well, if I run into that wall, it's probably not faster. Alright. Either for the pincer attack, I'm coming in from behind. Terra gets him, she grabs the pie, they're fighting over it. Come on, get it, Terra. Oh! The pie goes down the well, thanks DQ6! What was I saying earlier? Let me tell you. The game just causes a lot of trouble in this game, even. Alright. So now Waribo and Kameha are fighting over the pie. The struggle going on. They shove Terra out of the way. She gets in there, grabs the pie, Kameha flies back, and he knocks into that thing, which flies out. That looks bad. Alright, yeah, the Mystic Donut just got destroyed. And the only suitable thing we have in this room to plug that hole, which is leaking out the life force of Great Log, is Waribo's butt. So we're gonna stick Waribo's butt in there, and that's gonna save us for now. But we gotta find something better, because Waribo doesn't actually want to live there forever. So he tells us to go find something to plug the hole with. And this is the first deviation, really, between PlayStation and GBC. On GBC, you would go find a Monster Master to take care of the problem for you, and they kind of refuse, and then that's when you become the Monster Master. You go off onto the world to find a plug, but on PlayStation, they changed it a little bit. I don't know what this conversation is here, because this is new. But we're actually looking for a plug in this version. What are we going to plug the hole with? We could ask Mom for help, or we could just grab something. I don't know. Let's try this. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You gotta be sneaky, though. Wait. Okay, she's not looking. Go. We steal the urn. She didn't notice. She's cooking. Whatever. Okay, Waribo, we found something. Let's try it. You hop out and we'll shove this right in. Doesn't quite look like it fits, but it's round. It might work. Uh-oh. Oh! Oh! Flies out, bounces off the ceiling, hits Waribo in the head. He's got to jump back in there. That's not going to work. I don't know how we're going to get this vase out of here. Fortunately, that happens off screen. Do you know how hard it is for me to say the phrase off screen, having streamed for 8 years? It always comes out off stream. Just a little aside there. It didn't break, that's good. We can take that back up there. Maybe we could just like fill it with water and see if that makes it heavy enough to work, but instead Waribo's telling us, hey, you gotta go on an adventure to find a new plug. He throws 2 keys to us. I said no, that's fine. No, it actually doesn't stick you in a loop in this version. So there's a door just to the left of where Waribo is stuck, and it's a magic door. You stick one of these keys in and you open the door and you go to a random world. Not really random for the story keys, but second key he gave us gets us home, of course. A little more text here. Alright. Oops. Mom's in the way. Probably close that window so you don't have to hear traffic noises. We're going to talk to Dad here, and he's going to give us a pork chop for our adventure. I'm not going to say no. And I've moved out of my dad's house. He didn't give me a pork chop. Alright, the window is shut. So we go back in the well. We praise DQ6, and then we go to the Magic Gate. We go to Oasis, which is called Desert in GBC. Alright, so we're going to talk to this guy. I don't actually know if yes or no is faster for this guy. Hit him, Slash. Oh, he shoved Slash away. Alright. Then I'm gonna remember to change the message speed today. I even remembered which menu it's in. Fantastic. So message speed 8, similar to any other Japanese game you see running this event, probably all gonna be message speed 8. Then that's the message speed that is, it says it's the slowest, but really what it is whenever text is printed out, it sits there and it waits for you to push a button. So if you're using a turbo controller, which is typically allowed in a Japanese run, it's much faster to use that slowest speed than to use the one that advances automatically the fastest. We're here in the desert. You might have seen that town up there that I just walked past. I don't need to go there yet. I need to go to this one that has a castle here, but first I need to recruit 3 monsters, well, 2 more monsters before I enter the town. Good, there's a spot slime. I don't care what his name is. Yes, I'll let him join me. Alright. Grab that herb too. Give us Spiky Boy or Cactoball one more chance to join before I go in and buy some pork chop or some. Actually, wait, can I use the pork chop? Maybe I do. I can buy beef jerky too. Yeah, I can use a pork chop on the Cactoball. There's Cactoball. So Cactoball's a little more difficult to recruit than a spot slime. They will join you without meat, but it's far from guaranteed. In fact, recruitment in this game seems like it's never guaranteed. I was trying to play it casually. Oh, fantastic. And I just got really frustrated trying to, because I was trying to fill up the monster library and I didn't get very far because I get frustrated trying to recruit some of the monsters that I had already recruited. Because when you already have a monster, it's like a quarter the chance for it to recruit, but it seemed like even if I threw a million of the best meat at a monster, it only had like a 50% chance to join. This is a much more recurring problem on this version, I find, than on PS1, or on GBC, rather. I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna buy some beef jerky, and we're gonna try to recruit one with that. Maybe I'll go down and try to grab a caterpillar instead. I don't know if that's easier or harder to get than a cactoball. Cactoball's really just dead weight, though. I don't actually want it in my party. I just need to have 3 monsters to continue the story. Alright. Big group of people here. Buy 3 beef jerkies. 7 herbs. Hello. I really need a better PlayStation controller. I got some like third-party wireless thing going on here, and it's not got a great D-pad, I'll say. Does the control stick work? No. Here's a cactoball. I meant to throw meat. That's not the D-pad's fault, that's my thumb's fault. I hate to do this, but I'm going to throw this herb on the spot slime. I really don't want it to die. Okay, I surprised it. That doesn't really help or hurt me. Yeah, I don't understand enough Japanese to read like the dialogue that the NPCs have, but I've done enough speedrunning of these games that I know what all of the item names are. Come on. Where's my spiky boy? Or cactoball? You breed 2 cactoballs, you get a spiky boy, and cactoballs are spiky, so I kinda just call both enemies spiky boy. Alright. Come on, cactoball. I called you the right thing, that means you're gonna join me, right? Don't care if Slash levels up. Hope. Alright. Come on. There he is! Hey, there's our guy. Looks like his name is Bolt. Fantastic. Alright, we can continue the speedrun. Go over here. Somewhere into some like Dragon Warrior 1-4 series. This is the same series of games, if that's the question. It does not play like them, though. This is, like I was describing before, you already see that I've recruited monsters to join my party instead of having human characters that level up or change class or whatever. And as I progress in the game, I'm gonna like breed these monsters into other monsters. And the story is really like simple and short in these games, but like I was saying at the beginning, I think a lot of the appeal is having played the main series. Like this game has most of the monsters in it from Dragon Quest 1 through 7. And just, you know, seeing the monsters that you may have struggled against in the main series games, and then recruiting them into your team and growing them and making them on your side, you know, I think that's really fun. Alright, so what we're doing here is we're trying to talk to the king, and to do that we had to join the circus. So we ran away from home and joined the circus, effectively. And now the king is going to talk to us because he liked the performance we put on. That whole thing with the fire ring that we definitely planned in advance somewhere off screen. I did it again. I wasn't joking. The king says, hey, I'd like to help you, but why don't you do something for me first? Oh, I know. Why don't you go talk to people and see what the problem is? So, you know, he knows people are unhappy. He doesn't know why, and I guess he won't ask himself. He has to have me ask. So we go out here, and these people are just, like, dying of thirst. The well inside is kind of dried up, though if you go in there, there's plenty of water, so... I don't really know what they're complaining about, but there could be more water. I understand that. So we just kind of eavesdrop on that, and then we go back to the king and tell him what we heard. King says, oh, there's no water, I know. Hey, goon, go open the canal. And the goon says, but king, if we open the well, it will dry up. King says, well, that's no good. And that story doesn't really make too much sense to me, but like knowing how this resolves, but you know, whatever. Maybe it was a bad GBC translation. So we're gonna walk to the town to the north that I skipped earlier, because that's where the other side of the well is, basically. Once we open this up, we can walk from the other town to the king's town here, pop out the well by going through the canal. I kind of want that herb. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get into a fight for doing this, but I wasted a bunch of herbs earlier. I want to be safe. Crisp in here. We want a little bit of levels on Slash anyway, the slime. You know what? Yeah. Welcome aboard. Get out of my team. There we go. I don't know if you're better than the Cactoball, but I know the Cactoball is no good. Effectively, I want my other two characters to die, and just for Slash to carry on by himself right now. Cactoball would use a better plug? Yeah, maybe. There might even be more monsters that we could use as a plug, but we'll think about that later. So the king's here. He's trying to get this guy to open up the well. The guy says, don't do that. And the king just dominates him. There's going to be a lot of that in this game, of people just getting slammed into walls by other people. It's rather violent. But anyway. Walk in here. King's talking to himself. He finally notices we've been following him. And this dude, he charges out of the castle and he runs up here with no guards or anything. He's just ready to solve this problem by himself, so I don't know how the kingdom got into the state it's in. This is a man of action here in charge like this. Come on, finish off my spot slime. But, oh yeah, the reason I want them to die, I don't think I explained this well, but experience gets funneled. If two of your characters are dead, one character who is alive will gain 3 times as much experience. Yeah, the king doubles back again. All this doubling back is added to PS1. Let's take a half step and get into a fight. Fantastic. The encounter system in this game works very similarly to in Dragon Quest III. I'm sure at some point SK explained that, but effectively there's a timer in the background. It gets reset anytime a battle ends or I enter a new area, and it just counts down every time I take a step, and when it reaches 0, we get into a fight. So I want to be walking diagonally as much as possible, both because it's faster, because I'm moving in 2 directions at once basically, and because it's fewer steps to take. And cutting down on steps cuts down on encounters, which really cuts down on time. Even more so than the time it takes to actually take the step. Can open this up. That is an exit bell. It's kind of like the outside spell. It'll take me out of the dungeon once I'm done with the boss. Fine, kill my snake. Thank you. What about you? You gonna kill my snake? Yeah! Good stuff. I wonder if Slash can hit 6 before the boss. 5 is plenty, but 6 is faster. More attack power, more defense, less healing. Probably get one more fight and I'll just run from it if I do. That's a spiky boy, by the way. They're even both in here. I don't think Terra has spiky boys in the well. I've done runs on GBC as well, and I've mostly run Terra just because it's the version I grew up with, but Kobe's actually faster for GBC as well. Alright, so I'm going to run up and I'm going to fight this boss, and you're going to notice that I'm not going to heal before fighting it, just because it's faster to heal during the fight. Kind of like in Pokemon, if I use an item on my slime, it will happen before the enemy takes a turn, unless they use Squall Hit. Wow. I don't know if I was aware this thing could get critical hits. That's cool. Maybe I'll be a little safer with my healing. Alright, Slash is beating him up though. He's got like 90 HP, I think. So he's pretty close already. But I don't want to get crit. He's building up power there. He'll do extra damage this turn. Not much though. And pretty much just hold turbo to finish this fight off, because we're just 2 monsters with nothing but physical attacks, really. Slash gains a couple levels here. Alright. Beaver apologizes to us for making this big dam which is blocking off the canal. He explains to us that the Beaver clan used to live in the oasis out east, but some bandits moved in, so naturally that makes it legal for the beavers to move in here and block the dam. Oh, actually they do a much better job of blocking off the water than on GBC. I'm pretty sure there's still water running in the bottom. There, okay. So, PlayStation version, it's faster just to use this exit bell and walk back, even though we're going to get some encounters and we're not going to get any items out of it. They changed how the memory of the world map works, I guess that's lack of a better way to explain it. On GBC, it used to be that if you went 2 screens away from the world map, all the items on the world map would respawn. So if I went into that well, there would be items on the world map again. But on PS1, we're not going to find any more. I would have to leave all the way back to Great Log for them to repopulate the world map. Okie doke. That's not too bad. The runs I looked at were running away from monsters on the world map, but I don't know. I think it's fine just to fight them. Even though I don't really need the experience. They give very little experience. But if you fail to run once, then it's slower than if you had just fought the first time. Will there be anteaters in this run? Will there be anywhere? There are some on the world map in Pirate. I will not be recruiting them. I don't know if I'll even encounter them because I immediately jump in the water, honestly. We'll see. The reason SK is asking is because a couple months ago I had the idea to route Dragon Quest Monsters 1 using only teams of all 3 copies of one of each of the monsters that you can recruit in the first gate of Dragon Quest Monsters 1. And that's Slimes, Drakkies, and Anteaters. I never actually routed Drakkies because I think they're the weakest of the 3, and I haven't successfully finished a run of Slimes or Anteaters. But I want to bring the Anteaters back. I want to revisit that route. And I want to see if I can do all Slimes on PlayStation. I think I can, because the boss of DQ Monsters 1 on PlayStation is nerfed a lot. I don't think that Rainhawk uses Mega Magic, and the Kotal doesn't spam Bolt, or Exploit actually is what it is. The King Metal, I think, is the one with Bolt, a level 2 lightning spell. So, with that in mind, I bet I can beat the game with 3 Slimes. Alright, so we're heading to the Oasis now. In the middle of that cutscene there, we also found out that the king, he was thanking us for helping with the beaver, and said, I'll take care of the bandits, but let's go, let's get you sorted out. So we went to the treasury, found out the treasury's empty. All the bandits must, like the same bandits that invaded this place and kicked the beavers out, seem to have stolen the king's treasures. So, the king's afraid of water, he's gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take care of business here as well, even though he didn't ask me to, but I am the hero, so I'm gonna do this. Here's the same guy we found at the gate earlier. I don't know why he's over here now. He talks a lot, and then he fights you. So he's kind of a rival monster master, I guess. Playing the Game Boy Color version, I had no idea what he was supposed to be. I thought he was just a monster or something, and I didn't think he was the same monster every time he shows up, but I guess he is a recurring guy, because he's got a unique sprite in this one, and it's easier to tell that he's actually a person. Now, the flame's casting upper on itself. I think it might have speed up as well, but neither one really do anything, because it doesn't have much base defense. So I'm just kind of holding turbo to kill this thing. So yeah, the king's treasures were stolen, and then I went downstairs, because the king actually arrested all of the carnival people, because he thought that they might be in on it. So he's like, you know, detain these guys, throw them in the cell, we're gonna go get the other thieves, and then we'll sort this out, we'll find out if they're actually involved. But I go down there, and I talk to a guy, and he tells me how to get the water to appear at the oasis, and if I forget that, to talk to him, well, I just got rid of Slash, I'll have to pick him up. If I forget to pick that item up, I lose like 2 minutes walking back to the castle to get it. There's nothing you can do here if you don't have that item. Automatic translation software. I tried playing Dragon Quest Monsters 2, or Dragon Quest Builders 2's demo, the Japanese demo, using Google Translate, the camera screen recognition thing that it's got. That was a pretty fun stream. I do not think it's good enough to try playing a video game with it, though. Alright. So I beat up one guy, the king runs in, beats up the rest. He gives us this item called the Title Bell, and says, here, see if this will solve your whatever. I don't know if we actually explained to him what we want the treasure for or not. But it's round, so let's try it. It's round, it's magical, might work. Yeah, scroll my notes, but I don't think anything changes here. Oh, I need to pick up Slash though. Okay. Oh, it didn't work. We caught it though. So yeah, the juice is dripping out of Great Log again. The Warabo's butt saves the day for now. Sorry dude, you're gonna have to hang here a little longer. Could try shoving the spot slime in there. Okay. But with all these magic items that we bring back that do not work, we actually get granted special powers from them. So Warabo did something to give me this power that lets me sail on the water. That's going to be handy because we're about to go to a water themed world. Alright, head down here. We have to go this way anyway, so it's actually not a huge time loss to pick up Slash. Except that Terra talks a lot. Very small quality of life improvement we'll see in this version. Let's take the crestpaint and the lamp. On the original version, you can't just reorder your team like that. You have to manually pick up and drop off one monster at a time, and it's really nice that you can just pick the 3 monsters you want. Okay, we're talking to Mom there. The Drac Slime is sick. It needs medicine. She gives us 200 gold to go buy a love water to make it better. And I'm going to take this 200 gold. I'm going to go to the shop here, which sells love water. And I'm going to buy 5 pork chops. You shouldn't have paid me up front. Alright. Thanks, mother. We'll take advantage of that again later. That guard that ran up to us when we popped out of the well, he was telling us that the king is inviting me to participate in the beginner tournament here in the arena. So we're going to do that as well. That's just the hook to get the next key for the next world. And this arena should be completely free. First fight here. We got 2 Babbles and a Pearl Gel. I think the... I don't know, I know one or both of those monsters have a spell. I think the Babbles might have Speed Up or something. They're very weak though, there's no threat here. In fact, Slash knows Fireball, he usually doesn't. Not sure, maybe I should have been saving that for later fights. Here we got a Brushhead, a Dracky, and a Spiky Boy. Also no threats here. Brushhead might do some damage when he attacks. Yeah, he hit for 9. Fireball's gonna make short work of these. Man, the slime in Monsters 2 PS1 is more aggressive with its Fireball than the slime in Monsters 1 PS1. I noticed in the arena the other day I was playing Monsters 1 and my slimes just wouldn't cast Fireball. It's like, come on, spam it. I'll switch you off when I don't want you to cast it anyway. Kite Hawk and 2 Ravens. It's actually a pretty rough arena fight in Monsters 1 that has these Ravens in it, but this fight's not bad. Yeah, my slime's so tough. I'm pretty sure they gave a defense boost to slimes in the PlayStation remake. Slash would not be indestructible even at level 10 in this arena, GBC. I I don't think he'd lose even if he were soloing it, but he wouldn't be indestructible like this. Ba-ba. Alright. So she tells me that my prize is the pirate key, Kaizoku no Kagi. And that by winning there, I have unlocked more arena fights. But I'm not going to do any more because they're not required for the story in this game like they are in Monsters 1. All I wanted was the key. So we're going to go to Pirate World now. Are there even any pirates in this world? It's a ghost ship, I guess. It's kind of piratey. Kaizoku no Kagi. This is another place that I should safety save. I say another as if I did it earlier. I should have, but I didn't. No, I didn't think this trigger was that close. Yeah. Alright, we're saving. Try not to overwrite something here. Yeah, don't overwrite that file. Da-da-da. Classic save jingle. This Dragon Quest 4 for... I said no! The classic save and don't continue Dragon Quest. It's Dragon Quest 1 for that one. I've already reset my console a couple times, so I should still be on fast disk speed. I'm playing on a thin PS2, which I can go into the settings and you turn on a setting called fast disk speed that saves on load times a little bit. Okay, we will load our file. PlayStation resets are so rough, you really don't want to reset in a PlayStation run. But I only have 5 pork chops on me, and I really need to recruit 2 monsters with them that are both pretty stubborn. If I run out of meat and I don't recruit this Octo Kid, we're gonna have to reset. So I'm gonna jump up in the water, sail to this town up here, and hopefully get an Octo Kid? That is not an Octo Kid. I could also wipe to the fights on the water here. That wouldn't be good. Kind of look around at the land and see if there's more meat. Octokid? Yeah, it's an Octokid. Okay. Try to take out the wave. I should have cast Fireball, maybe. It's fine, we don't need that. Fireball. The Octokid knows heal, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to kill its buddies. Okay, see ya. What? And the waves resist Fireball more strongly than the Octokid. I need the Octokid to die last. That's the goal right here. Okay, whatever. Attack this. Okay, you see there slash healed for some reason? I don't actually know why that happens. I think that has to do with his personality or something. Come on. It's A, whatever. It's gonna be a very slow fight because of the Octokid, but I can't find much better fights than this. Thank you. Good, and you should go after the wave because it's still damaged. Yeah! Okay, now we throw pork chops at it till it dies. I wish someone would throw pork chops at me until I died. Okay. That's not a pork chop, that's an herb. Let's do one more. Lure dance? Don't. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't have healed there. When you heal with an item, it actually makes the monsters you're looking at less likely to join you. Okay, good. I died there, so I didn't have to heal again. Yeah, join me. Woo, why not? We'll get rid of the snake. It doesn't matter which one I dump, though. I need to revive that guy? No, I'm recruiting something else. Okay. So there's two reasons we need that Octo Kid. First of all, for this trigger coming up right here, we need a water-type monster. And secondly, for the next trigger, we need a monster that knows Lure Dance. I said earlier that this Octo Kid knows Lure Dance. I used it on my slime there at the end. The only two monsters that I know of that you can get that know Lure Dance right now are the Octo Kid and the Hood Squid, which is a mini-boss, optional mini-boss, that we don't want to fight in this version. Not really for any reason, just the Hood Squid's a good monster, so we're going to take it instead. So we walked into this bar, and Prince Kameha was hanging out with a couple of dudes in here. He complains about this old man, like how he's just rambling about Tales of the Sea or whatever. I don't think he gives a hint about how to wake him up, but if you don't have a water monster, you can't talk to him because he's asleep. We want to heal with herbs before we go out and get into fights, because we are going to try to recruit... Do we have any money? No. Try to recruit a Mad Gopher. Ooh, friend staff? Warp staff. Meat? Pork chop. 193 gold, that's good. No, I wanted to run. Whatever. Oh, the Octo Kid. Hello? What was that? I don't know. The Octo Kid actually hit a lot harder than I expected. Yeah, there should be gophers in this area. If you're familiar with the GBC version, you actually need to recruit a Mad Gopher and an Army Ant in this world, but we don't actually need the Army Ant in this version. You also don't lose the Gopher or the Army Ant. Actually, I can't speak for the Army Ant. You don't lose the Gopher, though, when you use it after this world for a plot trigger. Point counter, and I'm just going to go inside. Actually, no, I need to recruit it now because I need to have 3 living monsters for the next plot trigger. Where's my Gopher? Any items over here? There's my Gopher. The Octo Kid might disobey me and ruin this. On GBC, I know the Gopher is a 95% chance to join with a beef jerky, so a pork chop, which is better, should be equally effective since you can't actually go above 95% recruitment. This. Do not throw out the wrong monster, or I have to go revive or go all the way back to Great Log. So like I said, I need 3 living monsters here. The sea has a lower encounter rate than other tiles, so I'm gonna sail on it to walk here. It's also just shorter distance. Okay, so here's why we need Lure Dance. This bard asks if I want to dance with him, and if I have a monster that has a dance ability, then I can trigger this. If you haven't talked to the old man yet, a mermaid will pop out and give you a tiny metal, which you can trade for monster eggs in this game. But since I have talked to the old man, we will ask the mermaid if we can go visit the mermaids. Then a big crowd of people shows up, because these mermaids used to be a tourist attraction, but they stopped showing up for some reason. But now everyone's happy to see that I've brought one back. I'm not really quite sure why we're talking to the Mermaid Queen, but why not? Mermaid Queens are sweet, so... we're just kind of on our quest again, just to find a magic item that we can stuff the leak with. So we talk to her. This guy shows up. I don't know why he shows up. He doesn't show up in GBC. You don't see him at all in Pirate on GBC. He shows up with these orcs. They attack. They kind of get owned. I assume the implication is that the mermaid slapped him away or something. And he's gone. Okay, they should probably put up some kind of anti-teleportation barrier. Maybe I should have just teleported in instead of recruiting all these monsters. Alright, So she tells us that there's a ghost ship floating around somewhere, so we gotta go find that now. Our ultimate goal is to get into the island in the middle of the map, which is currently surrounded by shoals. And what we're going to get off of this ship is a moon rock, which I think is the same... Actually, I don't know if it's the same item you get in DQ2. Might be. But moon rock, Ski Ichi, I think is the actual name of it. We're going to take it up to the top of a lighthouse, and it's going to change the tides and make it so we can reach that island in the middle. This is a bone slave. I'm gonna beat him up. He's not too tough. If you played the GBC game, you know that the boss of this area comes with 2 of these guys, and on PS1 he does not. It's a huge nerf to that boss fight. You get out of my way. Okay, we're gonna go up on the top of the deck. I'm gonna look in this barrel, get a magic water. I'm gonna look in here, there's a staircase to get here. Get a repellent, we get a world leaf, and we get a dolphin mantle, which we're just gonna sell the dolphin mantle. Fight another bone slave. Throw an herb on my Octo Kid. I'm gonna set everybody on use no skills. Finish him off. There's a tactics system in this game, just like DQ4 and really all the games that come after it. You can control each monster individually, or you can give them individual tactics. I don't know why I picked that up. I think that's an intelligence seed. The AI is pretty decent in this game. A lot better than those earlier games. I'm going to set everyone to charge here, so that the slime might use Fireball, the Gopher might use Zombie Cut. I'm actually going to change the Octo Kid to Cautious so that it considers healing, so that I don't have to use herbs. That's my lowest damage dealer. I should use an herb there. See ya. Okay. It's fine, I'll heal manually. This is the peril of allowing turbo in your game. You're turboing the confirm button, and then you just completely miss a menu like that. I should be paying more attention though, and I would know when the menu's coming up. Alright. Overhit for 6 damage? So I think this guy has like 400 HP, and like I said on GBC, he actually comes with 2 of those bone slaves, which are dangerous in pairs, because they had the Bang spell, or maybe it's Bolt. I know they learned Bolt, but I think they cast Bang in those fights. So if you get like an early turn where both of the bone slaves cast Bolt, then you're taking like 40 damage on all your monsters, and you can't keep up with that this early in the game. Thankfully, they acknowledged that. Oh, this is getting sketchy. Ow. He's calling for help, and it's dealing damage to 3 times like that. I can't actually die here, because I don't have any more healing. Let's use this. Hang on. Go on Cautious. And waste this. Yeah, that's very cautious of you. Okay, attack, heal my slime friend, zombie slash. He went first. Okay, but the call help only hit 1 person, so we're good. He didn't listen to me! Oh no. OctoKid didn't listen to me. He disobeyed me. It's like a high-level Pokemon, right? Still not listening. Oh no. Heal the slime. Oh, you don't have magic for zombie slash? Okay. Okay, you're not doing it. Okay, well, we killed him. It's fine. I didn't even worry or at all. Just, we're good. Just, we'll move on. Everything's good. Turbo right into that treasure chest. Ski, no Ichi, Moon Rock. Is my controller dying on me? That might be what's going on. I've got more batteries if it does. So I'm living in the late 90s. I have to actually replace the batteries on my wireless controller. Okay. So here, I search the pod on exit. Stop it, talk to the dude. Okay, we're gonna... I don't actually need to sell the dolphin mantle yet. But we're going to, because I'm gonna plan on not wiping in this run. Hang on, sell that intelligence seed too. I don't have a rib. Okay, so we're buying 3 love waters. I'm gonna buy more than 3. So we are out of healing. And 8 pork chop, I'm gonna buy 10. Yeah. So I'm gonna use this wonton. It'll just make my guy automatically cast heal until everybody's full. Stuff and apparel. I already have an extra warp stuff. Okay, now we're gonna sail up to the lighthouse up here and put the moon rock into the lighthouse. This tower has got a lot of floors to it. There are monsters in here, but I probably won't find any if I walk optimally, because like I said, each time I go up a staircase, that counter in the background resets. So it'll be a certain number of steps before I find an encounter. And if I minimize the steps, then I don't get fights. It's my moon rock. So yeah, that's gonna bring the tide in. All these shoals are gonna get covered up by the water. Kind of similar to, you know, using the Thirsty Pitcher in DQ3 or a couple of similar events throughout the series. Dragon Quest series actually has a lot of recurring events kind of like that. Play a bunch of games and then you play DQ7 and you'll notice a couple of plot points that they kind of repurposed and just put a little spin on. Alright, I can't save in here, can I? So I do want to save right now. That's not saving. Why was I missing health? Yeah, I can't save her. I'm gonna sail to town then. This is the last pretty big RNG spot in this game. Ah! Okay, well, if everyone in chat ever makes a top-down RPG, please never make your hero enter a town from the north. It will throw people off. It's not right. Alright. Yeah, stop holding B. Alright. Come on, get off. Yeah, it's exactly like going left in a side scroller. It just doesn't feel right. Nobody wants to fight you, Petatiles. They're casting speed up right now, so that means they're going faster, which is fantastic. I don't care. Let me go. I don't actually know what the chances are of running away in this game, because you don't run away from very many fights. There we go. Alright, so in this cave we're gonna find Prince Kameha again. He's off on his own adventure to save the world, so he's trying to look for the treasure that we are looking for in here. I don't know how he got a pirate key to get in here, though. He obviously didn't win the Okay, let's try for it. This evil eye here is what we need. Dark eye, rather. Dark eye needs to breed with Magiofer. I don't know what gender the Magiofer is. Oops. Doubt anyone in chat paid attention to that. YOLO? Is it YOLO gender? I bet it's YOLO gender. Alright, we're rolling by kill. The problem with just recruiting this thing, regardless of what it is that if I have one, it will be much harder to recruit another one. So if I recruit this and it's the wrong gender, I'm gonna reset the console. What gender is the gopher? Female, female. Alright. Okay, so we need a male dark eye. I know on GBC that... Why aren't you... The game... The disc tray is not open. Go right into the game, come on. On GBC, you can kind of tell what the gender of the dark eye is going to be based on the formation. Because, like, if it's dark eye and an evil wand like that, then it's always going to be female. I don't know if that's the case on PS1. There we go. Atonic. Yeah, you're just in time for the dark eye recruitment. Forgot to check what gender I needed, so we just YOLO'd it and it bit us. That's the wrong file. Please don't load that. I don't want to have to reset again. Now this is Dragon Quest Monsters 2, the PlayStation port of it. Very similar to the Game Boy Color version, but not identical. Should probably hop in that tower to reduce my chance of getting a fight on the way here. Fortunately, we'll have to see Prince Kameha's cutscene again, but whatever. Now that I know I need a male one, if I get, recruit the wrong gender, I can just say no to it, and I've got 12 pork chops in my inventory that I can just keep trying to recruit more with, and I don't have to reset unless I run out. That's probably another female. I'm not sure if it works that way on PS1, I haven't looked into it, but I'm superstitious enough that I'm just gonna run. I don't want that. I also found that encounter in exactly the same spot. No, that's suspicious. I know you can't RNG manip encounters in GBC, but I don't know about PS1. That was another holy water, by the way, repellent. It's really unfortunate that we didn't get this. I'd almost rather have this in the US than DQ4's PS1. I think I'd rather have DQ4 PS1 though. This would be a very close second. Come on, Dark Eyes. Oh yeah, so this recruitment here is one of the 2 reasons that I can think of why we pick Kobe over Terra. If you pick Terra, this cave is full of slabbits, which have they're this little slime thing that has frog feet, basically. And they've got the sidestep ability, which makes them difficult to kill with physical attacks. You'll attack them and just miss. Raises their evasion, basically. You don't have to put up with that in this version, and that matters more than you would think. It's very frustrating when you're encountering like a Dark Eye and 2 slabbits, because the Dark Eyes have Radiant. We're gonna try it. Okay, they're already on that. Go to the Evil Wand. Pork chop number 1. Yeah, Dark Eyes have the Radiant ability, which can lower your accuracy, so that accuracy drop combined with the raised evasion makes it very difficult to clear out the fight, so you can try to recruit the Dark Eye. Male? Male, male, or nothing. Okay, that was my second guess. Hey, we learned heal more on the Octo Kid. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That means we fought too many things. Also means he's using his magic faster, which isn't good. Okay, maybe one of these is male. There is an item you can get that I think tells you what gender the monsters are that you're looking at, but I don't know if I can even access it yet, and it's kind of expensive. It's the Beast Tail item that you would use in Monsters 1 to point towards the portals in the gates. Is Morgan gonna die? I don't really care if he does, but better if he didn't. Female. No. Okay. I've actually had stupidly good luck with this every single practice run I've done, so it doesn't really surprise me that we hit the marathon and then finally I get bad luck with the Dark Eyes. There's only one more monster in the run I'm going to be recruiting after this, but its gender doesn't matter, so it's not going to be as rough of a time. Okay, we'll try this. I had to duck out in the middle of Q3 to prep for this run, but I saw that it was like a 3:12 for the winning time in a 4-way race, which is honestly must have been pretty bad luck for those 4 runners. The best of them didn't have a 3:12. What do we got? Nothing. Great. Okay, we're out of magic now. I'm just gonna hope they go for the wand, and I'm just gonna throw meat. Yeah. Notice they usually do in this run. I don't know a lot about how the AI decides, how it decides who to target, but I've noticed that when I'm recruiting monsters in this specific speedrun, it seems like if I don't manually target like that, they still just happen to hit the monsters that I don't want recruited. Eyeball. Okay, come on, how about 3 pork chops? And it's male, we're good. The run continues. Alright. No, do not come with me. I'm gonna send it back to the farm. Yeah, I'm recruiting that monster because it's a devil type. After we beat this world, we're gonna unlock breeding, and we're gonna breed that to one of my monsters with the gopher. I was actually saying that earlier. It's gonna make the ultimate monster, essentially. A monster that has very good growth early on, and in a speedrun, when you are staying predominantly at low levels, you want the monster with good growth early on. Alright. There's a couple more cutscenes in here with Prince Kameha. He just runs out and taunts you and then gets owned. Just slamming us into the wall, but oh no! But he shook loose. I think on that one, if you run over to the right, you could see them all just laying in a pile in there. Pick both of those items up. It's a World Dew, which is a consumable full heal for your team, and a Warrior Ring, which will give me extra HP as I level up. I believe 2 HP per level extra. So we make it in here, Kameha runs in, and then his buddies betray him. They immediately open the chest with the magic item in it, the raw mirror, actually, item that we saw in DQ2 and DQ3. Turns out they were monsters disguised as people, and Kameha's just kind of a chump, easy to trick. But they underestimate Prince Kameha's ability to throw a fit and get owned as a result. Actually, it's Hokkaido. Mirror of Destruction? Didn't know that. I'm pretty sure in GBC it localizes to Bar Mirror, just how Raw Mirror got localized. Okay, so Mirror of Destruction then. Let's see if that will cover our hole. It's another round magic item, why not? It seems to fit. Look at that! Ha! We saved the world. And that's the end of the run. Wait. It didn't work either! Alright, Warabo, you know what to do? Alright. He gives us a new power, and now we can break boulders with the mirror's power. And he tells us the next key we want is the ice key. He doesn't tell us how to get it, but someone will pop up and give us an idea. Actually, no, this one you have to walk around and figure out yourself, don't you? That's Sky where somebody tells you how to get it. Alright, so we're gonna go back home to Mom. I said we'd take advantage of her again. Her errands that she sends us on. We actually picked up a love water in there, so we're gonna give it to her. That's what she wanted earlier. So Draxlime's out. She sends us on another errand. She wants us to pick up a magic water. Gives us 400 bucks to pick that up. I already have one. I picked it up on the ship. So I give that to her. She gives us another errand to go buy a rib. Gives us $600 for that, and I'm not gonna give her a rib. We go in here. We're gonna have our Mad Gopher dig up the ice key. It's just that easy. Kori no Kagi. On PS1, or on GBC rather, you would actually trade the Mad Gopher. You'd give it to your dad and to help expand the farm. We're doing breeding, yeah. Go to the arena first. And then the Gopher would dig up the key, but in this version you get to keep the Gopher. I'm not sure if you take the army ant to the other guy, if you, hang on, I gotta do this breeding. This is the right guy, right? Yeah. Okay. So on GBC, there's actually two triggers you do here, and the first one gives you a tiny medal, the second one gives you the ice key, so you have to do both. And the second one is to give an army ant to a merchant who's unpacking his stuff. And I don't know if you get to keep the army ant or not in PS1. It's right there. We talked to this dude who just randomly asks if we want to breed monsters together. I bred the Octo Kid with his armor pede. And that's gonna make an... is that the Aquarella, I think? I'll tell you in a minute when I think so. So, go down here. We're also gonna breed our Gopher with the Evil Eye, like I mentioned. That's gonna give us a Grizzly. I told him just to hatch it because its gender doesn't matter. You can stop him from hatching the egg right away, and you can go upstairs and check out some stats about the monster and then flip its gender if you want. But we're not doing enough breeding in this run for that to really matter. Okay, bear I always name this. And we want to hatch the Aquarella. I was actually surprised. I was watching my run back from Retrothon of last week. They've been rerunning the marathon, and in a 30-minute speedrun, I said no. I made it through the whole thing without singing any of the game soundtrack. I was so proud of myself. Get an hour and 5 into this one without doing it. Not my fault, I only speedrun games with good songs. Alright. So I accidentally punted the Aquarella to the farm, so I'm just wasting time coming back here to pick it up again. Harry has a lot to say. Aquarella and the bear. That's the order I want. Alright. Yeah, so the way breeding works in this is that there are a lot of combinations where it's like a specific monster plus a specific monster that makes something else. But most, like, there's also combos of that are just based on the family, right? So the reason I got Grizzly was because I did a beast type, the Gopher, plus a devil type, the Dark Eye. And since Gopher and Dark Eye don't make anything special, it falls back to Grizzly. And Grizzly, as we're going to see, gets really crazy strength gains in its first couple levels. Actually, speaking of gains, that's not what I wanted to use. Good, it didn't let me use it. Senshi Ring. Okay. Throw that on the bear so he gets extra HP. Hop in here. We've still got repellent going from earlier in the cave. I don't know if I mentioned when I used that, but... okay, solid clean up inventory. I want to sort my inventory real fast. Okay. Did a clean up. Oh, I don't have very many items even. Yeah. Actually, sell these pork chops. Gotta upgrade to ribs. My last recruitment. Okay, so we need warp staves. 7 of them. What? Now my down arrow works. I guess I can't down arrow from there. Whatever. Trying to optimize my menuing a little bit. I don't want 1, I want 3. And I need 3 log twigs. Log twig is an item that moves the gate that I come out of. 2 ribs, which are these guys. Buy 3 though, for safety. So I've got the money to do so. And then I want to buy 7 holy waters, or love waters rather, healing items for safety. And I should have left a spot, but I didn't. Okay. Yeah, Grizzly's pose is great. We're gonna go here, we're gonna use one of those log twigs to move the portal. And it's perked up. Throw that on the ground. I need to pick up a key item in here, so I need a slot in my inventory. Alright, so there's this shield just sitting here, right? We talk to it, and then the spirit speaks to us. It says, hey, there's stuff going on in this world. Bad stuff. Go check it out. Here, take this medal. She gives us this holy medallion. It's effectively Erdrick's token. I gotta know what it is. Is it love water? Yeah. What about this? Is it a friend staff? It is a friend staff. Okay, then we're throwing out probably a love water. Or this thing that I forgot to use. Yeah. I shouldn't bother with this safety save. It'd be faster just to wipe than to reset the console. But we're gonna do it. And I'm not holding B this time. Alright. Well, repellent should wear off here. I'm gonna force it to. Okay, and then get into a fight. This is something that's about to happen. I tried to run. Kill my Grizzly. Okay, well he's gone. You go defensive, you go offensive. I will heal the Grizzly. My back two monsters are defending. Don't put me to sleep. Okay. Sits asleep. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, wing slime's down. Good. Should be fine. I don't think they'll kill the Grizzly in 2 hits. What happened to Fireball? Oh, well, there's Fireball. Use Fly. High jump. Alright. Yeah, Aquarilla has fast level ups, and it also has very high defense power, so it can kind of tank for us. It's not super duper tanky, but it's much tankier than a... Well, it's got much more defense power anyway than a Grizzly. Grizzly gets a lot of health. Lots of level ups here. Kind of a recurring thing in monsters after you do your breeding. It's you just get a ton of level ups from the first fight you take. It's kind of like when you change your classes in DQ3. Except in monsters there's no stat ceilings, so you'll get your full stats every time. Okay. We're gonna go in here. Now that we've got this medallion from the goddess or the spirit, whatever she is, we can show the medallion to that guy and he's like, oh, you're important. You can come inside the castle. The king won't actually talk to us though, so we're gonna talk to this guy instead. And so what's going on here is this kingdom and the kingdom to the west, which are named Norden and Weston in GBC port, they're kind of feuding over this cave that is believed to have gold in it. And this guy tells us to do something about it. Warp staff buff. You can use it right out of the castle. There's a lot of places in this run that I forget to use warp staves because I couldn't do that on GBC. Alright, so now we want to recruit a Hammerhood. There's one. I didn't heal before this, but that should be fine. Why don't you cast Fireball, you heal the bear, and you attack the gopher. Or the opal. Apple. Great, it's gone. You defend, you heal the slime, you attack the other apple. I don't know if you saw the bear's level ups, but he got like 20 attack power per level, almost, on some of his levels. Yeah. Fine here, oops. Alright, perfect. Now we will throw our rib. One rib should be enough for it to join me, but it's PS1, so it may just decide not to. See there, you got 10 HP, 15 attack on that last level. Pretty nice. Hammerhood, yeah. Okay. We're not going to bring it with us just yet. We're just going to send it back to the farm. The main reason we're doing that, I think, is because in this game, I mentioned monsters not obeying me earlier. The monsters you recruit out of the wild have this stat that's just called wild, and the higher the number is, the less likely they'll listen to you. And you can feed them a bunch of meat to reduce it to 0, so that they'll do anything you tell them to. But most monsters start with so much wild that you'd have to give them a lot of meat. Like, I don't have access to sirloins right now, which are the best meat, but I shouldn't have run from this, that was silly. Do this. If I were to give ribs to that Hammerhood, it would probably take like 4 or 5 at least. Assuming it has like 200 or 300 wild, and it takes off like 40 per rib or something like that. I think a sirloin's 100. Yeah, no localization of this version, unfortunately, and not even a fan translation to my knowledge. There is a fan translation, though, of the 3DS version. I think that translation was very recently released, like within the last month even. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played the 3DS version of DQ1, or DQ Monsters 1 either. It's kind of on my to-do list, but just whenever I feel like playing monsters, I find myself just playing the older versions and routing a new category or something.
Yeah, I tried once to blackmail Square Enix into localizing this game, the 3DS version, but they said no. Alright. So, we went into the cave I mentioned, we found the gold, and this bomb crag is guarding it. Where did that friend staff go that I found? It's probably at the end of my list, isn't it? There it is. Friend staff casts spy kill in battle. Very high chance of breaking when you use it though, so it's basically a consumable. But I used it to double my Grizzly's attack power, and it's going to kill this thing very quickly. Actually would have appreciated it if he killed Slash, but it's fine. I got pretty low XP right now, so it's not going to be a bad thing if I get into a couple fights in the overworld between here and the next, or the boss after the next boss. Enough Fan-Eaters, they become immune to KO Dance. That is not true. KO Dance will kill all of the Anteaters. Alright, the bomb crag exploded, and it turns out that's all the gold. There was not much gold here. So now these guys are like, wait, what are we fighting over again? Items that end in Suzu. Okay, so we use the exit bell to get out of the cave, we use the warp staff to go back to the shrine, and we walk to the castle. I'm so low on XP that I might take a fight out here. Eh, we're not going to. Fights are slow. We're fine. I don't really need XP for safety, but if I had the levels I'm supposed to have, some of the fights would be faster. Boss fights. The 3DS versions of Monsters 1 and 2 are very different from the originals. These PlayStation versions have minor differences, but they play more or less the same. I think the 3DS remakes, play more similarly to the Joker series, but there's some very big mechanical differences between them. So, there's an imposter king here. It's the one on the left, so you talk to him over and over and he eventually slips up. You gotta fight him. The king, the fake king, didn't like the news that there wasn't much gold in them there hills. So, threw us in prison. What was that? Oh, I think it was Aquarella using Stop Spell. Didn't think it would use that on charge. I thought for a second that I used the wrong item. I thought I used a Mist Staff, and I was like, where did I get a Mist Staff? But no, I think the Aquarella knows Stop Spell. Did you put my guy to sleep? Okay, he woke up. No. It's actually the best move he can use. The only thing that stops him from getting hit for 160 damage around. Yeah, this route is pretty similar to GBC, with the exception that, for some reason, the final boss of the game is vulnerable to a skill that it should not be vulnerable to. That's why I caught that Hammerhead. So we'll see that when we get there. But for now, it's a pretty similar party to what you'd use on GBC, except I've got Slash with me instead of some other trash monster. I don't even remember what the other monster would be. Probably just the Hood Squid. Alright, so we've taken care of this castle. All three of the castles here actually have things going on with them. People have been messing with their leaders. So we're only going to help two, though, in PS1. That's a big story trigger difference in PS1 versus GBC, is that GBC makes you fix all three of the problems before you can get out of here. It's going the wrong way. But on PS2, we only do two because the third castle is tied into the kind of the post-area content, if you want to call it that. It's not post-game, but once you beat the entire ice world, there's this tower in the middle of the lake that you can access because all this ice melts. Come on. Getting into about here. Okay, well, I was gonna use my holy water right on this exact tile. Funny how that happens. But yeah, they kind of incorporated the story in that castle with that tower in this version. It's kind of fine with me. It's supposed to do an ice, though I really like ice and its world theme. Alright, well, I'm just gonna use this. There's my other repellent. We can't buy repellents yet, so the two that we pick up on the ground in Pirate are very valuable. Here's the Kingdom of Weston. And yes, the other castle is named Estria. In GBC at least, I don't know about their Japanese names. Kameha kicked that, kicked all three of those dudes straight through the door. Get the staircase transition noise and everything. So what's going on here is kind of like DQ4's Zenithian Helmet quest, where you've got to impress the king and he'll give you the helmet. Except less of a ruse, I guess. The princess or queen here, I don't know which she's supposed to be. I think she's a queen in GBC, but she doesn't have a chair, so maybe princess. Yeah, she's missing her soul, and the king wants her to laugh. So we're gonna try to solve that the only way we know how. I don't know who this wizard dude is. He's not in GBC. Wait, do we not do the thing in PS1? Maybe we don't. Maybe we just eavesdrop on this conversation. Okay, well, never mind. On GBC, you do your fire ring trick that we did earlier when we joined the circus. Okay, well, the wizard tells the king, I guess, that there's some spooky ghost been spotted out in the eastern forest. So we're gonna check that out. She is. It is very important that when I talk to her, I have an empty space in my inventory, which I know I do on PS1, and that I do not hold or mash the B button. Because if she does not hop into my inventory, I have to leave the entire forest before I can talk to her again, and that consumes my repellent. Repellent lasts for 200 full tiles. I said no. I just explained, and I still did it. Alright, so we're gonna get a few extra encounters at the end of this world. Don't worry, I've done this like 3 times in practice, so... Yep, shows me the same cutscene again, that's fantastic. All I have to do is hold triangle instead of X. Okay, we're holding triangle this time. If I had a run where I didn't do this, no comment. Okay, so when you talk to her, she says, "Hey, I don't know who I am. Do you know who I am? I want to come with you and we'll figure it out." Then she jumps in your inventory. You really don't want to get fights in there. There's kind of nasty enemies in there, but fortunately the repellent lasts the whole way. I'm going to jump on the water to reduce my encounter chance. GBC, the overworld is actually like mapped incorrectly. All of the overworld tiles have the same encounter chance as water, which which is to say very low. So you don't get very many encounters on GBC, but they fixed that in PS1. So water, like I mentioned, there's a counter in the background. It counts down, and when it reaches 0, you get a fight. You take a step on water, it goes down by 1. Grass or snow, it goes down by 2. Trees, hills, etc., it goes down by 3. What did we just learn by kill? Yeah. You can only know 8 skills at a time on each monster, so that was asking me which skill I wanted to replace or by kill. I shouldn't have done Monton. I really want the slime to die so that I funnel more EXP onto the rest, but whatever. Alrighty. Listen to me. This dude's only gonna last like 2 turns. Because bear. Chaos Dance? Yeah, the Chaos Dance could actually change things. But it didn't. No, it only lasts 3 turns. It's out of magic? Wow. Good boss fight. Yeah, just got Firebane on Slash. Increase. I don't know what I just learned, but I know what I need to get rid of. Might have been Vivify. I think I learned Vivify though. I admittedly haven't done too much research into this version of this game. I've done a lot of research on Monsters 1 PS1 because I was trying to route it for like all slimes and other gimmick categories. But this one I've mostly I studied somebody else's route and ran through it about close to a dozen times and understand what I need to do, but not necessarily what all of my alternate options would be. Yeah, if it confuses the bear, you can actually die to that fight. Especially if you cast Bykill on the bear first. Then you're getting attacked for 160, and none of your characters have 160 HP. Alright. That's taken care of. So that king's cool with me, the other king's cool with me. Now we're gonna watch this cutscene. It's actually a pretty long cutscene, all in all. It's like 3 different screen transitions of conversations. And so yeah, they're not gonna fight anymore. And after this is all resolved, we're gonna go talk to the spirit again. Tell her we did it, we fixed everything. And all those people clapping. I like that sound effect. That's the same sound effect that plays when you beat the kid class tournament. And it's like, oh, there's like 3 people clapping for me. I did such a good job. So we're gonna warp back up here. This guy's in our way again. I'm gonna take this fight safe today. We actually have Firebane? Sweet. Use it. Cast. Stop spell. And bear's gonna defend. That's fine. You just defend. If I kill the bear, you take it. Oh, it was barrier that I learned at 18? Yeah, I'll need that later. So the dude in the middle has buy attack, so he can double attack my guys. I think all 3 of them have a tier 2 spell. I think the outside guys have Firebane and the middle guy has Infamore, so that's why I use Stop Spell. Just all pile on this guy and they should kill him from a turn. Now that we've got their numbers down, they're gonna fall easily. Not a threat anymore. Ow. My bear. the ice world. We're gonna find out later that this guy I keep wiping the floor with is sent by the final boss of the game just to look for treasures, because the final boss is basically the embodiment of greed. Oops, I always do that. No, don't explain it to me again. I'll throw the thing in. There it is. So throw the medallion into the pond. Though, never really occurred to me before that the pond is frozen at this point, but whatever. And spring comes back. Yay, spring. It's like I was saying earlier, you can actually see the tower in the bottom right corner of the screen. Now that all this snow is gone, we can go to that tower, but it's optional content. Normally you could just walk straight to the other castle from the southwest, just walk south along the coast like I was walking to the forest on GBC, but they blocked it off on PS1. They also, actually another change that I didn't mention, was in GBC you can go through the screen that has the gold mine on it to get to the southwest castle. But on PS1 I had to go to that other town and sail a short distance to get there, to go around the cave, because the guards are like doing a standoff. Okay, well the shield didn't work anymore, but Kameha has an idea. He's found the golden apple, and he thinks that this might be a suitable plug for the hole. Let's find out. Did he just first try this? Prince Kameha first tried. We failed 3 times. He got it first try. Game's over. He wins. But that's the end of the game, right? Still speedrun over, right? Fantastic. Alright. So everything's good now. We're chilling at home, talking to parents. We're gonna have dinner, I think. Fantastic. I don't know what that is, but it looks good. There's like 12 pixels on that plate. Dragon Kid wants some too. Let's throw him some. Oh yeah, there you go. He's a good boy. Alright, dig in. Yeah, pretty much. The entire goal is just to plug that hole that Prince Kameha and Waribo accidentally unplugged at the beginning. I don't know why we can't repair the plug that was in there, but it doesn't work that way. It disappeared. You saw it. It blinked 3 times and it was gone. Okay. Oops. So this whole set of story triggers is new on PS1. And it's very difficult to figure out what to do if you don't speak Japanese. Let me tell you. First we gotta inspect this bottle. Then we go to the library, as one does after reading a bottle. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with these triggers. I think you're just following like a scavenger hunt of stuff. I'm guessing Prince Kameha left these behind. I don't know about that though. Next we go to the arena. Yeah, I love the graphics in this version. That's the entire reason I'm speedrunning it. It also feels pretty good to play, but I also like the way the GBC version plays. But I love the combat sprites and even just like the overworld sprites and everything else too. Okay, so we're just reading messages that somebody left behind here. And this guy wants us to breed something with his killer ape. I'm gonna breed my bear with it to get an even better monster. Wait, that's not my bear. Uh-oh. How far is that gonna set me back? I might have screwed up. It doesn't automatically save. This is a PS1 game. Well, that was a problem either way. I kind of wanted to play that through and see how it ended up, but that was going to be a disaster.
that was the unique part too. I messed up the unique part, the golden apple. Alright, well. Might be redoing ice. Yeah. Okay, so the problem, what happened there was I bred the Hammerhood with the Killer Ape. I was supposed to breed the Grizzly with the Killer Ape to get a better Grizzly. And the Hammerhood needs to be bred with another monster in that same segment to become a Wind Beast? Is that what it's called? Yeah. Why is it already on the Tactics I want? And the Hammerhood is gonna, well, the Wind Beast is ultimately gonna use an attack on Dark that basically one-shots him. But, if he is bred with a Killer Ape, then I don't know if he's gonna be strong enough to survive in the fight, so... Yeah, I don't actually know if there was a way to fix that. Resetting may have been the best play, even though that's gonna cost me like 20 minutes. Alright, well... please don't kill my Aquabella. Okay. I don't still have my World Leaf. Let's... I'll water over here. Oh, jeez, that killed the bear too. Don't reset. It's actually gonna be faster to walk in and revive. Yeah, the reason I messed that up is, I don't know, there were only 3 monsters in that list, right? And the bear was in the back of my party, so my brain said, okay, bear's in slot 3, use the bear. Maybe that was the second page of monsters. I know I don't have many monsters, but... maybe I just miscounted, I don't know. I really thought I was selecting the monster in slot 3, and the bear is definitely... was definitely in the back of my party. Let's just do the things we gotta do in here first. But at the same time, it makes sense to me that the Hammerhood would be at the back of the party. Because it was freshly recruited. I have a couple other monsters though. Yeah, I was looking at the second page, wasn't I? So I have a Crespent still, I have a Spiky Boy still, I have a Spot Slime still. Alright, well, more Ice World Tame. Let's see, is the overworld the same? Wow, even on a file reload it doesn't change the items in the overworld. Okay. This is not ideal. What? Come on. No, don't kill the Hammerhood. I'm gonna try to recruit the Hammerhood even if it kills my other 2 monsters. Slime cannot hit much. Alright, we got some entertainment in chat while we figure this out. There, we gotta run back to Maruta, Mikagi, back to Great Log. Orobo will give me a free revive here. Those grizzlies that you can encounter there are actually not nearly as strong as if I had raised a grizzly from level 1. I don't know what they recruit at, probably about 15. Probably whatever the Hammerhood recruits at. But my grizzly will have... Ooh,
Get the items repopped because I left and came back. What about another fin staff? That'd be sweet. Come on. It's perfectly possible to find an encounter that does not have 3 enemies in it. Try to hit that guy, because the apple's just gonna jump. I'll defend. You also defend. I think the wing slime just used Tailwind, which is an ability that would reflect breath attacks back at me if I was using breath attacks. And even with that mistake in the forest, that was still probably my cleanest ice world I've ever had. Finding the friend staff sped up those 2 boss fights. Here we go again. Alright, I'm gonna stand up a second. My back hurts from sitting on the floor. I was trying to decide when I was submitting these which of the 2 games had more differences between it, the DQ M1 or 2. And the speedrun route for Monsters 1 is definitely more different. Like, GBC also uses Aquarella and Grizzly. But Monsters 2 actually has story trigger differences, so it was the one I ended up choosing. And I was offered the choice, so... Nah, it's a warp staff. Alright, let's get that hooded. Hammer hood. Yetis! I forgot to heal again. It's fine. I just have a lot of max HP is why my health bars look so low. I really want to heal. Okay, use... and use heal. Attack Yeti. Attack the Yeti. Cast Ice Ball. Whatever. Rib. Come on. The first try, second try. Nope. That's fine. You do need the XP, but it's slower trying to recruit a monster than just wiping everybody out with the bear. Okay. Just everybody defend, I guess, till the apple comes back down. Neighborhood's building up power. He's only defended on Slash, but he doesn't do much damage anyway. Don't put my whole team to sleep. Slimes have a lot of resistance to sleep, too. Maybe Slash will die properly. Attack the Gulpole. Slash crit. Alright. Really? 2 in a row didn't join. Okay. Got one more rib. Please don't jump. Please don't put the team to sleep. Okay, failed on everybody. Nice breath from the gizmo. Okay, just do it for the meme. Okay, good. Making me worried. To the farm. Do not breed with monkeys. It's good life advice to all of you, by the way, not just the neighborhood. Alright. Been here. More cutscenes we've seen. Ice is very cutscene heavy in this version, unfortunately. Please finish off my slime. I mean, out of magic for it. Bear, attack. I kinda just want to run from this if they kill my slime for me. Then we will keep going. Oh, they tripped my guy who was on skills. Okay. I don't want to cast heal more on him. The bomb crag should kill the slime if he's this low. I just gotta be careful not to do the auto heal, the Monton trigger. Okay. That's a what a weird shape for him. Alright. Troll and Goopy. Troll over the Goopy's trying to trip my guys. The other two, I don't know if they'll do anything in battle really. I should stop that guy from dying. Oh no, the bear's low. What? I can't change his... because he's stunned. Okay. Just wanted to set him to... Okay, well now I want to directly control him. Set him to defensive so that he'd heal the bear. Oh, it cast slow all on me, so now it's not gonna go first. Never mind. Okay. Back to the bomb crag fight. So where's my friend's staff? There it is. I used it on the wrong person and I think I broke it. No, it didn't. Okay. Oh, I killed both of them. I think I will learn by kill off this with the slime dead. I might be wrong about that. Maybe the next boss that gives it to me. Do I also get 17? No. Okay. Alright. Goes. Mega Tech. Which I believe is the Mega Magic spell. It's not what I would expect a Bomb Crag to use. I'd expect it to use Sacrifice. In Dragon Quest Builders, if you've played that, the Bomb Crag's there. Slowly chant the Sacrifice spell. I think it's renamed to Kamikaze, even though Kamikaze is something else in this game. I keep saying I'm trying to learn Kamikaze on the Hammerhead, but I think it's actually
No, it's Kamikaze. I don't know. I was wrong about what it was the first time, and then I corrected my notes, and now I've got both skill names stuck in my head. I don't know what either one of them do. Alright. Fight this guy again. Continuing our victory lap of Ice World. Prince Kameha is gonna slam his face into this wall. On GBC, if you examine any of the other north-facing walls, he'll actually slam his face into them and not succeed in breaking through them. But unfortunately, it doesn't do that on PS1. You won't run into him. It's probably my biggest disappointment with this port. As you start talking to him, he starts making monster noises. He's like, hee hee, and talk to like, each one has like 4 or 5 lines of dialogue they cycle through before they stop repeating. Oh, my staff broke. It's pretty rare to get a third use out of a friend staff. I don't know what the chances are of them breaking. Usually they break first try. You can also stop spell this guy, but it's not very important. We'll just use more sleep breath if you do. Okay, here we'll learn by kill. So I will get rid of Rob Magic. Was it Impasse More? I think it's Impasse More actually. And we get rid of Increase because we just don't use it. The biggest threats in this run are skills that deal raw damage, not skills that would go through your defense power. And the Grizzly also doesn't have much defense power to begin with, so you'd have to cast it a lot of times to really make a difference on him. Especially on GBC, when you actually have to fight the final boss, your routing is to, you know, get monsters that resist Giga Slash, because otherwise Giga Slash will do over 300 damage to you. But your final team in GBC run typically has at least 2 monsters that have a strong resistance to it. Oops. Okay, let's use this. I actually probably don't have to step outside to use this, but I'm used to every Dragon Quest game that makes you step outside to use things like that. Got my magic refilled, right? Yes. That's kind of an odd story heal, actually, because it heals your HP and MP for your living characters, but your dead characters stay dead. See apples. Yeah. But I will take it, because I want to keep funneling XP onto the bear. Rib. I do want to pick up items because at the end of the game I'm going to buy a ton of safety healing items. Just whatever money I have I'm going to pour into world dues and world leaves. Oh, refill it. Right. Get off. Dang, 220 gold. When you see a coin on the ground, it's going to either be gold or a tiny metal, and I kind of hope it's not a tiny metal. I don't actually know if any of the story worlds can have tiny metals in them. So, I keep saying story worlds. In addition to the story worlds, there are randomly generated worlds that are these magic keys that you have to have identified. And they'll take you to a randomly generated world that's got different monsters in it that are usually themed on a specific family. So you might find a world that's just like an island with a bunch of slimes on it, or an island that's got a bunch of plant-type monsters on it. They're really good if you're trying to fill up the monster catalog, your Pokédex. Good reliable source of specific monster families if you don't know where they are in the story worlds. You can actually even find worlds that have boss-type monsters in it, like Dragon Lords in it, if you get far enough in the game and get high enough level, but you can't recruit them. so it's kind of just a waste. It gets good XP though if you fight those things. So in the post game, you're really not hurting for experience points. If you take any monster into the final story world, which is called Limbo, and win one fight by itself, you get like 20,000 XP, which is enough to send most monsters to a high enough level to breed them. Why did I hop on the boat? I don't know. I think it's fewer steps if you don't. I'm pretty sure the boss monsters are unrecruitable. Could be wrong about that. It's been a while since I've played these games casually, but especially getting that far into the game casually. But I think they like won't even take the meat. Holding triangle this time. Being far away. Is that better? Like I adjusted my headset because my hair fell in front of my face. Yume no Tama, Yuna's soul. Almost caught back up. It's kind of funny in GBC, the boss fight that they took out of this version is a goat horn. It's the same enemy that we fought at the spring that was surrounded with two Archdemon friends, my bad. But you find it just by itself in the other castle. And then you go to the spring and you fight it with two Archdemons, and it's just like, oh, you couldn't come up with something new for me to fight? Papa Man thinks this is going to go different from last time. Let's double check that. Put that on there. Bear's going to kill him in 3 hits. Stop with the Chaos Dance. I'm not a fan. Okay, it's confused, but that's fine. It wasn't the bear. Oh, but it's taking a 4th hit now. Ow! Okay, well, it actually hits the bear pretty hard, because, again, the bear has no defense power. Yeah, this version of the game, like, I knew it existed, but I just didn't see it really ever, because it's Japanese only, and I didn't think many people even did speedruns of it. But about like 6 months ago, I think I saw it in a Japanese relay that they were doing just a bunch of Dragon Quest games, and the Dragon Quest Monsters they were running was the PlayStation version. I don't remember if Monsters 2 was in the relay, but I saw it and I saw they were running it, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to copy this route down and give it a try. So I did that. Then like a week later, I'm like, I'm buying a disc of this as well. Got this Japanese PS2 sitting here that I don't use. I bought it to play DQ4 PS1 and haven't done runs of that in like 3 years. It's been fun to play these though. It's cool, like just like with RPGs, you know, if you do a speedrun on a port that you haven't played before, just observing all the minor differences in a game that you know a lot about is really cool. Before PS1 runs win? I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever go back to trying to grind that or not. I ran it in, I think, the second RTA Marathon we did. Maybe it was the third. But didn't really get that good at the game, honestly. Chapter 6 runs. No, we don't talk about Chapter 6. Maybe if I weren't so close to getting caught up, we'd talk about Chapter 6, but... Oh. Oh, you. That's fine. Didn't take my down input. but I would not be done talking about Chapter 6 by the time we got back to the apple cutscene. If I started now. What's this? Nice, another rib. I'm gonna grab all of these, actually. It's a magic water, and another magic water. Good. I got like 1,000 gold worth of stuff. I can replace that dew I just accidentally used. Maybe I used it on purpose because I knew I would forget the Monton before this boss fight like I did last time. If I kill... Actually, let's do the stop spell again. That guy. Good. That's fine. Oh, he's just got bang. I thought he had boom. Okay, that'll be the end of Archdemon B. Ow, what is that? Good. Okay, he shouldn't be able to kill me. Oh, he's also got Firebeam. Yeah, Firebeams sounds more right. Or wait. Maybe that was Bagima, not Pigurama. In for more is what I thought you had. Alright, we're ending like 2 or 3 levels higher. That will help. When you breed your monsters, they keep a quarter of the stats of both parents. So basically, half the average of the parent's stats. So if I gain 20 more HP on this bear, then the next bear will have 5 more HP. That can help. I can speed stuff up by a turn here and there. Okay. You get this guy's shield. Which I believe in, like I mostly know from Game Boy Color, which doesn't have a corresponding DQ for. But I'm pretty sure the shield you get here is the Zenithian shield. And then you get the armor, helmet, and sword in the next world. Safety save. I just won't click the wrong button next time. Not actually sure if I've done that before in a run of PlayStation or Game Boy Color. In Game Boy Color, you'd just be out of luck because it would autosave the moment you hit yes on that, so that you don't save scum to see what monsters you get. But since PS1 takes so long to save on a memory card, they don't do that, so you can save scum all you want. Man, ice is even longer than I thought. That's true, it has not rejected the magical apple that he found and put on it. And we rested overnight, and it's still working. Alright, let's go hit these triggers again. Getting stuck on people. I talked to him again. His hitbox is bigger than the bottles. I swear. I should just talk to it from the side, but it'd be a little faster if I didn't. Okay. then we go back to the library. Then the arena, and then we're caught up. I'm not even sure how I found these triggers when I was trying to play this casually. I think either somebody told me or I looked up a speedrun. Or somebody else looked up a speedrun and told me. Currently wondering what that other Kobe save file is that I have. Maybe I could have just loaded that. It's definitely a speedrun. Alright. We'll breed with Bear, whose name is a bear face. We did it. Though that's not really the important half of what I screwed up. The more important half is making sure that Hammerhead breeds with the correct monster. Alright, there's another trigger on the bottom of the slide here. And we go down here. Really, the only reason we keep Slash around is so that when we breed the other two monsters, we have a monster left in our party. Because the game won't let you breed all three monsters away, you have to have one sitting with you for some reason. I don't know why it doesn't just stop you from going out the gate or joining a monster arena fight if you don't have monsters. I want to walk around with just Kobe. It should be my right. Oh no! The apple wasn't an apple at all! It was a tomato! Boom. That sound effect is so good. Kameha, you didn't save the world at all, you just stuffed a different monster in there. Alright, so Warabow gives us the power of the shield we picked up, so now we can fly, which is convenient. A couple of these powers, actually I don't know if I've used the rock smashing effect yet in the mirror, but a couple of these powers are actually useful if you go back into older worlds. I think there are some rocks I can break in Pirate, just chilling on the overworld. And there's some flying you can do if you go back into ice in the tower I was talking about. You need to fly to get through there. Yeah, I'm not sure why he gets rejected when he gets rejected. But you walk around and you hit all those story triggers, and you also actually get Sky Dragon Egg. That's the monster out of the deal when you check the nest, I think. Okay, the other breeding we're doing. In the pub, where one goes to breed their monsters with someone else's monsters. This is where we use our Hammerhead. I'm nervous about this, it better make the right monster. Spiky Boy? Is that right? We'll go with it. It's probably right. Yes, that's right. To my knowledge, there's not an English fan patch for this. I'd like to play through one once if there were one. But since somebody translated the 3DS version of this, I don't think somebody's going to go back and do PS1. Alright. We want the Wind Beast. Back slot. Oops, that's breed I want to hatch. And we hatch our other bear. You can see we got the Sky Dragon in there now, too. We're gonna name it the same thing. I'm gonna use the other claws, though. Slash, and I think we're done out here. The king gave us the sky key. Oh yeah, I got this. I'm gonna throw on you. That gives a little defense boost, just an accessory that you can equip. I could optionally go back to the vault and get the accessory that came off of the grizzly I bred, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so we've still got our repellent going. It should wear off about when we get to town. I'm gonna grab these. What do we got? Love water. Elf water. I think I used it a little late, didn't I? So you gotta fight. That's fine, we'll just charge straight in here. This tower, you actually need to have only monsters with you that have 0 wildness, that wild set I was talking about, in order to enter it. But fortunately we do. I'll just take a tower fight instead of an outside fight. Some of the monsters in here are pretty safe to fight. Some of the monsters in here are Mad Knights that massacre. Let's find out which one we get. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, what do you have that we can use on this Mad Knight? Just if I kill the bear, same strategy as usual. Hey, that wasn't massacre. All 3 of these monsters have really high defense power, so this fight could take a second, but it's not, now that the bear's gone, it's not in danger of killing us. Not the bear, the knight. The massacre ability I was talking about will randomly critical hit somebody in the fight, other than the user. So he can crit me, any of my 3 monsters, or his 2 buddies. Okay, the bear can't seem to hurt the iron turret, unless it's using strong D every turn, which might be the case. It's got an ability called Strong D or Defending Champion, which reduces all damage you take by 90%. Okay, it was spamming it every single turn. Fantastic. It stopped and suddenly I was dealing damage. Alright, here come our levels. Yeah, the original Dragon Quest Monsters 1 and 2 were both Black Cart Game Boy games, so they were Game Boy Color games you could play on a black and white Game Boy. The next Monsters type game they made was Caravan Heart, which I haven't personally played, but it's a Japanese-only GBA game. I think it does have a fan translation. I should probably check that out at some point. I don't know how similarly it plays to these. And then the next game they made were the Joker games on DS. These games, Monsters 1 and 2, got a compilation port slash remake on the PlayStation. Like I was saying before, their engines are very similar to the original, just with minor tweaks that you wouldn't notice unless you were speedrunning. But, you know, it's like a full graphical overhaul and all that. Alright. Climb this tower looking for treasure. That bird flies off with the treasure. My Bexit Bill. No? My warp staff? I was supposed to log twig, wasn't I? That's fine. Probably won't get a fight between here and there. Okay, so we're gonna talk to this sage who his spirit won't talk to you until you climb that tower. But you find out that bird, Mad Condor, flew off with the Orb of Light, which we saw earlier. They used it to beat Zoma. That's a good treasure. Maybe we can use that. We look behind the Whale Mage's grave, and we find the Staff of Change, which we also saw in TQ3. I do not want any more fights. Nice. Let's use the Staff of Change to fool this platy punk. Turned into a monster and he'll let us cross the bridge. Which I don't know why you can't just kick him in the face and cross the bridge. Those are not tough enemies, but hey. We want to be nice. Just trick him. Okay, I'm grabbing this meat. Oh no. Gotta fight for our greed. I should actually not have the bear on charge, because he eventually learns Ice Bolt, and I don't want him casting that. When I'm attacking for 112 damage. Let's put him on use no command, or use no skills. All he'll do is physical. What was that ability? That may have just been the wind. Wind Beast's normal attack. Wind Beast has to bang. Which is fine, nothing else can hit the bird when it's in the air. Something else I gotta do someday is Dragon Quest Monsters 1's post-game. Because I never actually beat that game when I was younger. I got stuck on Reflection. I never even beat Durin. Because I just was a child and didn't know how to manage my MP. Certainly didn't know how to spawn wizards to just warp me to the end of the gate. Oh, there's an anteater. Oh wait, I gotta use the staff. That's a rib. Okay, well, there goes my rib. Okay, so we gotta turn into something shiny. Eyeballs are not shiny. Metal Slime is shiny though, second try. I don't know what the odds are of getting something that works, but I've noted at least 4 monsters you can turn into that work for this. Typically any material family or a metal slime. Alas, so the bird picks you up, realizes you are not what I wanted to eat today. That's the wrong monster. If I kill the bear, pretty much our MO for the rest of the run until the final boss. Then it gets a little more complicated. We'll just attack this thing. It doesn't last long. It's a boss, but it's not a tough boss. And I'm pretty sure it's completely optional. It is on GBC. So I have in my notes a note to say, you know, figure out why we actually fight this. Is this required? It's probably not. I think we just fight it for the XP. Though, if you want to see a boss we're fighting for the XP, wait for the next one. I need to scroll my notes so I know what skills to throw. Definitely learning that stuff. This instead. So he had the Snowstorm skill and also some other ability, I don't know which one it is, that if you know both of those spells when you level up, you learn Blizzard Slash. Bear just forgets its first skill each time. No thanks. Out of your Hell Condor. I don't want this, right? Oh, actually, yeah, it's a World Do. Yeah, it's useful. Talk to the Anteater. Alright. Oh, I was supposed to exit now. Yeah. Alright, so we go down a little, we fly west. Yeah, I read that wrong. Let's go. Yeah,
Be the night. I think we gotta fight this giant. All my love letters.
I'm pointing it. Yeah, that's the problem with this mic. My options are this headset where I keep doing that because I fidget with it a lot, or my standing mic which picks up all the traffic outside. So I shut the window, so I could have just used that. Alright, I do actually want to be down here. I go south, not west. So can I hit that island? No. What's this? Sirloin. Rib. Ah! Right, middle of the trees. Yeah, I need to configure my standing mic better. They've got some filters and a suppressor on it, but there's more I can do. We've got a bunch of software bookmarks that I need to take a look at. Let me sort my items twice. Okay, here's where we're gonna buy all of our in-game junk. Sell this magic water. That magic water. This elf water sells for a lot. 1600, it's only 1500 Monsters 1. Rib. Actually, different shops may have different rates in this version. They do on GBC. Bills, yeah, we're good. Keep all the rest of that. All I need to buy here is 4 holy waters, because we can finally buy holy waters. And whatever I can get. I want to buy 2 of those and 2 leaves. Whatever I can get for healing. Okay, so I bought 2 world leaves and 2 world dews. The leaves are the revival items, of course. The dews are full heals. We're gonna go up here, and my log twigs. I'm gonna pick these up real fast. Another elf water, that's good. Okay. Final couple boss fights should be pretty safe with all this gold. Gonna sit through these uncomfortable squelching noises. That was a quick encounter. Oh. I had 2 monsters on manual. And you're stealing my magic. There, that's the tactics I want for most of the rest of this. Late teen. That's a very important skill. Let's get rid of EO. Which is boom. Squelch, squelch. Change staff again. Approach. It's not backwards, is it? No, it's not backwards. I think I was just being quiet. Oh, I didn't use... I couldn't have told you what enemies were in here. I'm not supposed to see them. It's my world leaves that I just bought. Alright. You make one mistake in a longer game like this. Not that this is a very long RPG, this is like the shortest game in the run, or the marathon, but, you know. Start to make more and more as you go. Throws you off your game. Alright. So there's a boss in this cave. I think I mentioned bosses being worth a lot of experience points. This one especially, though. Did I go the right way? I went the right way. Good. Let's see what it is. There we go. It is a metal babble. Alright, so this guy, I'm gonna go full control actually. I want to heal all the bear if we want. Majin, Giri. I didn't throw it out, did I? I threw it out. Fantastic. Vulnerable to this? I don't want to try that. Okay, we'll just hit it to death. It'll still die eventually. It's not a great mistake. This thing has like 30 HP. It's a DQ2 Metal Babble. We'll probably crit it before it dies from chip damage. Hagure Metaru. Also has a lot of agility, so I should respect it a little more. That killed, wow. Yes, I do actually want to use this. Do I? It has what it needs. I don't know. There it goes. Yeah, it was better to revive it. It needs more HP. I'm gonna sit down so my mic stops sliding around. You learned that again? Blizzard Slash came back? Okay, well. This is the bear. Keep that one. Where does this one? Alright. Babel runs away. Get the Zenithian helmet out of here. Okay. Exit bell. I feel like I was supposed to buy more exit bells somewhere. Whatever. Maybe not, I only need one more, right? Use one to get out of here, use a warp staff to get out of the castle. Alright, so this tower, if you've played GBC, you already appreciate how much faster it is jumping on this cloud. This tower is annoying on GBC if you know the solution to it. It takes about a full second or two for this little spell animation to play, and then you jump on the cloud, and then you zoop over, and then you jump off, and yeah, the cloud moves faster in this version, you jump on it instantly. So nice. Which DQM game? Oh, the new game you mean? Yeah, I haven't heard any news on that actually since the first concept art they posted of it. So I don't know if it's actually coming out ever or not. I'm down for it. They did port DQ1 GBC to Switch, and so I'm not very hopeful to get the 3DS ports of these games ported to Switch anytime soon because of that GBC port. The GBC port's kind of cool. They added some like heads-up display type stuff to the border of the game. Oh, we'll just walk out of here. Yeah, not in English. Should probably have mentioned that. Oops. So the Switch is region free, so you can technically download it. Just gotta buy a Japanese gift card to do so. I'll probably try that out next time I consider doing a Monsters speedrun. Because I know the speedrun of that is a little different. I think it's a little more RNG manip than GBC, so I don't know if I would actually like it.
Even this run here has, like, a little less RNG that, you know, you have to deal with in playing around than I would like. GBC, maybe more so, maybe not, I don't know. The main RNG in this run is the couple of recruitments I did. GBC is kind of similar though. The monster you recruit at the start of Oasis and then the monster, the Dark Eye you recruit, are kind of the big RNG hurdles on GBC. But the boss fights, unfortunately, there's just not really that much going on that you have to plan around. Kind of all the appeal to me of this run is in the routing, which was already done for me. We have to go down here and hit a button. Unfortunately, they took out a couple of the mini-games from this castle. There were 2 rooms I walked through that should have had little puzzles in them, but the only one they left was that coffin puzzle. Alright. No, that's not good news. Okay, if I kill the bear... Any cross? Okay, use that. Do I have by attack? No. I have zombie slash actually, should use that. Chilling breath. Let's throw a barrier for that. Zombie slash. Ow! Okay, you outran my healer. I'll heal myself. Oh, it does have by attack, I'm just dumb. Alright, kinda worried about the guy you just summoned. Oh, that boy, they nerfed him. In GBC he has Meditate, which heals for 500, but they gave him Heal More instead. Can you die, please? Thank you. Alright, that's fine. Here's where we need the EXP. Kind of. The Wind Beast is tanky enough. I guess actually, in this version of the game, the bear matters a little less because you don't actually fight the final boss. We'll just survive in here, it's faster. You don't need to do that. Let's talk to the Yeti Priest. Best Priest. Damn, my money. Now the procedurally generated keys were a good idea. After you see enough of them though, they just feel so simple that I don't know how I feel about them. But they're good tools for helping you explore the whole world or fill out your monster catalog. I don't know what that was supposed to say. This guy we need to sell. I only see 2 Tinko items. Why do I only see 2? I had a bad feeling about that. We need 1 more leaf. One more will do. There wasn't like a treasure chest that I just walked away from, was there? Oh no. We'll know in a second. Monsters. All the villages in this world, if you haven't noticed yet, are monster villages. Okay. Sorry. Anyone know which chest I didn't open? I'm gonna say the last one. It's the longest one to walk to. Ugh.
I actually believe this mistake more than I believe the one I made earlier, though. That's annoying. This is why in DQ4 there are so many random areas where you just can't cast return to get out of there. It's up here. Because they don't want you accidentally doing that. They don't want you to kill Esterk and then cast outside without getting the gas canister. It's the entire reason you can't cast outside in that castle. This really isn't that bad of a mistake. It's just the fact that I also lost 30 minutes redoing eyes that makes me annoyed by it. We're pretty close to the end of this game, though. All I gotta do is fight one more boss in Sky, and then I get to go to a new world called Limbo, fight 2 bosses in there. Probably by the time I get back to the castle, I'm like 10-15 minutes away tops. There's a lot of dialogue between here and there, but it's only 3 fights. Okay, is there a treasure chest in here that I did not open? Yes, there is. Fantastic. Great. Good job. I got the Zenithian sword. Hooray. Good thing I keep forgetting to use my warp stab, so I still have some. That one saved a lot of time, actually. I would have bought one, though. I was thinking about that before I left. Okay. There's a couple places in DQ Monsters 2 where there's 2 guards standing in front of a door, and you actually have to talk to a specific guard. It's usually the guard on the left. But it happens once or twice in Ice World as well. It might happen more often in GBC, because it might happen in Estria, which I don't even go in PS1. But it always makes me think of Dragon Warrior 4 at the beginning of Chapter 2, where you have to talk to the guard on the left out at the front of Santine Castle. If you want to progress. Talking too long, my voice is starting to crack. Oh, I forgot about a fight. You have to fight these guys. I probably should have used the end to heal the bear. Kill? Good. These guys hit a lot harder than they do DBC. Okay. Ouch. Okay, good. The sucker punch for 35 damage killed. Gorilla 27. Monton. I don't think I have any magic water, but I actually wish I did to use on my bear. It's not a big deal though. But you can't use by attack. I'm gonna grab the Staff of Thunder. There's a pretty niche case in the boss fight after this coming one. This is wrong. I don't think this floor is here in GBC. Where I might use that Staff of Thunder. This is a much more important item. Steel Fang. Throw that on the bear, it'll give him 50 more attack power. Thought bear was strong before, now he's got a sword. Alright, and speaking of DQ6, 2 hours and 42 minutes ago. Here's Mudo, everybody's favorite DQ6 boss. This guy is not a huge threat, but we should try to respect him. He's got, I think, 1500 HP. Maybe it's 2000.
I really feel like my Aquarella is taking more damage than it should. Actually, might know why that is. Did give the defense scale to Wind Mage. That shouldn't matter this much. Okay, he's not using D-Magic, which is good. We're getting a lot of damage off with the Bi-Kill here. There's D-Magic. I just had to say something. That's fine. Oops. Bi-Kill first, then barrier later. Ow. Just heal yourself. Use barrier. Poison breath. I'm not sure he even has poison breath in GBC, and I kind of wonder if it's a bug. I actually noticed a weird bug in TQ Monsters 1. What was it? The final boss... Yes, yeah, the final boss of DQ Monsters 1 is supposed to know Explodet on their Kotal, but they gave it the wrong skill in the port because all of the monster spells are shifted off by 1 in the game's memory. So instead of Explodet, it knows Infernos, and it casts it on you in the final fight and makes it so much easier. So instead of taking 120 damage to Explodet on your whole team, you're getting hit with Infernos for 20 damage to your whole team. I forgot about that earlier when I was talking about how it was a little easier to win that fight because he doesn't cast Explodet. But yeah, that's the reason he doesn't cast Explodet. Yeah, the Rainhawk also doesn't seem to use Mega Magic. I don't know if it just doesn't know it or what, but the Kotal definitely has Boggy Infernos instead of Explodet. Alright. As typical, in the last 20 minutes of a Dragon Quest speedrun, I'm starting to forget to commentate on the plot, but that's the final boss there. He showed up and he stole all the treasure that was in Mudo's treasure room. I don't know why Prince Kameha was Mudo. That's not how that works in Game Boy Color. Kameha is just standing back here. He says, look at all this treasure I got. But in this version, you kill Mudo and he turns into Kameha. I guess just a parallel DQ6 a little more. So, the guy showed up, he took all the treasure and said, hey, I have a plug. If you want it, come visit me in Limbo. He gives me a key to get there. Yeah, exactly. He seemed to be like Mudo's boss. Somehow. Okay. I said no. Something that's easy to forget when you're running this org GBC is that after Limbo you have to talk to Warabo an extra time. Easier to forget it if you're not playing on a game that lets you use Turbo though. It's one place where Turbo helps you remember stuff. But on GBC many times, on GBC you typically mash just by rotating the directional pad around in circles, and each direction you hit counts as an input. So you do that, and then when he stops talking, you leave, right? Okay, HP is full. 2 bosses to go. Hopefully they go well. He can be a little sketchy, especially this first one. Second one we're gonna cheese like I've been alluding to the whole time. Gonna kind of get a preview of that cheese here. There's 3 monsters in this fight. They're all pretty nasty, honestly. This is a pretty legit boss fight. Yeah, full control. I want to bi-kill the bear, use Kamikaze on the bird, and this is what hits. So I'm hoping Kamikaze hits the bird, and then the bear uses squad hits, but the turn order didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Okay. It's gonna be a world 2. I don't know what it's doing. Let's stop squad hits though. That's the wrong enemy. It doesn't have the living monster in my order. Okay, that's fine. I was hoping to spot it and kill it. Kill him. Okay, well. Yeah. The spot hits. There, thank you. Okay, I have to leave to get revived because I only have 1 world leaf. We'll do that real fast. Though I could YOLO the boss, but I don't want to. I would have 1 chance to kill him, and if Kamikaze doesn't hit turn 1, it would be over. So we'll go. Ow. We'll go back to Warabo and get revived real fast. So my goal against the final boss here. All 3 of my monsters are going to have an important role, and I'm going to hope that the turn order works out the way it's supposed to. The Wind Beast should go first, and it should use Kamikaze on Dark, who is the boss. Next, I need the Aquarella to go and cast Heal All on the Wind Beast in case it Kamikaze misses. Because if Kamikaze, whether it hits or misses, what it does is it reduces both characters' HP to 1. So if it hits, Dark goes down to 1 HP. Regardless of whether it hits, I go down to 1 HP. So I want Aquarella to go before Dark and get him off of 1 HP so that I'm safer. Then after that, I want the bear to go and finish him off. So, that is our plan. Dark has 4,000 HP, so with this team, it would be tricky to beat him legitimately. On GBC, we would beat him legitimately, but we'd have a slightly different team. We wouldn't have this Wind Beast. Alright, here we go. When he shows up, I don't even remember what he talks about. You can see here he's got multiple of the DQ3 orbs. He's got a lot of kind of neat stuff sitting in his treasury, actually. If you pay attention to the treasure... Did I cast that on the right person? The treasure in Udo's treasure room. You can actually see that he's got the log plug sitting in it before he shows up and takes it. You actually, it doesn't matter what changes. Aquarella, good. What do you do? He instantly owned that guy. Okay. So, we're gonna defend and use the world leaf. Hopefully he doesn't kill the Giga Slash, fantastic. Alright, so about that YOLO strat I was talking about. It's the same strat, just you have to get it first try. Ramming? That. Don't hit him, don't hit him. Okay. We've got 1 more chance, but both characters have to outrun this guy. Nope. Alright, we'll try again.
quick to get back there at least. Probably should have just YOLO'd him first time. Having a leaf in the battle is nice, but it's not necessary. Because I can't give commands to my monsters the same turn that I use an item. I don't actually know if wiping takes off my repellent. Didn't get a fight though, okay. So it probably does not. Here we go again. Hey, you said a lot less that time. Okay, heal all. Kamikaze, attack. Oh, bear's going first. Missed. It's the complete opposite turn order of what I need. I'm gonna let them do their own thing and use a roll 2. That's fine. That's not fine. Yep, okay. Gotta try again. Maybe I tried the GBC strat. I don't think I do, and I don't know what the name for geyser is in GBC, or in Japanese. On GBC, the strat is you stun lock him with this ability called Geyser, which shoots him up in the air, and then on the next turn they fall down. And you just kind of count on the turn order going to where you, your bear attacks, then you knock him up into the air, he falls down, repeat. He's really not cooperating with his attacks here. He has 4 attacks that he can do, which is kind of rare for these games. Usually the bosses you fight only have exactly the skills that they can learn as they level up. But he's got Fire Volt, D-Magic, which is freezing waves, Giga Slash, and something else I'm forgetting, maybe Scorching. Or he can physical. But currently he's bopping the wrong guy, so I should have just let my bear be at low HP. Because if the bear dies, it's actually completely fine. As long as Kamikaze hits. What is this turn order? Why is the bear outrunning everybody? No, you do not have geyser. It's this, but goodness. So, the Wind Beast is my fastest monster, followed by the Aquarella, followed by the bear. So they should go in order, but my bear keeps outrunning the Aquarella. The Aquarella is just deciding to go very late and not heal for dark attacks. Oh yeah, I'm sure anybody who played any of the games in this marathon casually had stronger teams when they first fought the final bosses. It's the combination of knowing basically how the engines work in these games and wanting to go fast. Just leads you to be at a very low level, and you know, we don't have time to do much breeding in this run. The Wind Beast is combination of 2 base monsters. The Grizzly we've bred twice to get. Aquarella also once. Normally by the time you get here you'd have played around with the breeding system a lot. I forget what I'm doing. But But all of the monsters they have... Hey, I got him. Okay. Confused my guy, though. Please go. Thank you. Don't let the bear kill you. We did it. Alright. Yeah, all three of these monsters are the basic family plus family breeds. They're not, like, super powerful boss monsters or anything. Though those powerful monsters, they all, level up very slowly as well. I do not care what you just learned. Just throw out Zombie Slash, whatever. Alright. That's more or less GG. There's a couple minutes of cutscenes. I'm not going to show the full credit sequence, because it's kind of boring on PlayStation. On the GBC version, the credit sequence is kind of cool. It flashes a bunch of monster sprites across the screen for like 6 minutes, and then there's actually a cutscene after the credits. But this version takes out that cutscene, and it's my biggest disappointment with this version, because I love that cutscene. And the credit sequence is just very plain. It's just credits, basically. Yeah, pretty much, there's a little bit of talking here, and then I have to do a little walking, then be done, but we get the plug-in. Orbo says, oh no, it's too late. You guys run and try to evacuate with the island sinking. That's the threat, if I didn't mention why it's a problem that the juice is leaking out, is that the island is sinking. And you kind of saw after, I think after Pirate, the island changed a little bit. There was more water everywhere. And supposedly all this rumbling, it's happening again. I think actually after Sky it might get even more flooded. But, what's this? We gotta have our cheesy anime ending. Right? All the people we helped are consuming their souls to keep this island afloat. That's how I choose to interpret this. And we got the new jelly donut, but we don't have jelly in it, is the problem. It's an empty jelly donut, but that's what we're leeching out of all of these people. The delicious jellies. Kid here comes back with a water monster to wake up the old man. Throw back to the way you activate that plot trigger. I don't know which queen this is supposed to be. Probably the one from the West End, but... Is that a horse, I guess? Her GBC sprite looks weird when she jumps on that horse because the sprite is the same size. Doesn't get taller when she hops on it. Dead whale spirit, I guess, has jelly to offer us too. I don't think that's how being dead works, but I don't know. He would know better than me, right? Alright, Orbo comments on what's happening. Hey, we're fine now. We get called up to the king again. Look at that cheering. That's more than like the 3 or 4 people clapping from when I won the Monster Arena earlier. I wonder if the later Monster Arenas had more people in attendance. Can't get on the staircase. It's gonna last even longer. Alright. Conversation here. Some general, hey, you did it, from the family. But I wish I could have gone on the adventure. We definitely couldn't have had 2 of us walking around there. Orbo pops up and says, hey, what are you doing? There's more worlds to explore, and he throws a key off the tree. Yeah. nice monsters too. Pretty sad run overall, honestly. Not a lot went too well. We had trouble with the recruitment in the beginning, recruitment of the Dark Eye, the menu mistake that cost 30 minutes. It would have been fine on the estimate if I didn't do that one, but that was a pretty bad one, breeding the wrong monsters. But it's a big potential problem you can make in any monsters game, really. Especially the ones that quick save you when you do that, because there's no opportunity to save before doing it. It's also just such a simple menu that you're gonna assume that you're not gonna mess it up. Quieter and quieter. Yeah, I'm tired. I also stood back up and my headset's wobbling around on my head. Alright. Yeah, this is all there is to see of the credits, so I think we're gonna try to swap over to DQ11 now. Keanu's gonna run it. Let them know I'm ready. Arena percent to get S rank arena. There isn't a category for it. These Monsters games don't have too many categories, really. The GBC has like a glitched run and a glitchless run. I'm not sure if this run has a glitched version or not. Turn on my OBS over here. This is the only run of it I've seen. I don't know if we've ever had a Joker in a DQ RTA Marathon here. I don't know if anyone really runs them in the West. I know our compendium doesn't have any stats for them. I'm sure runs have been done of them. But most of the spin-offs, there's just not really any Western representation for them. We've got runners of the Heroes games, the Monsters games, and that's kind of it. Besides the main series. Even the main series, there's a couple games that don't have many runners, like 6 and 7 especially. There's a couple people who've done runs of 5, but not many. Nobody's been running 5, 6, or 7 recently, so like I said at the beginning, we didn't get any submissions for them, but you know, there's always next year. I think Diener's talking about learning DQ5, maybe he'll have it ready by the next marathon. I've thought about it too. I've also thought about doing like segmented runs of DQ7, but man, I don't want to do that whole run in one sitting, so you're not going to see me doing it in a marathon. Yeah, High Spirits has done runs Builders. Builders 1 and I think Builders 2, I don't know. If he did Builders 2, he didn't do it for long, but he's also there in chat, so he could answer. It's like we're not quite ready to hand off, but this credit sequence is like 10 minutes of this, so... I can't believe they made the credit sequence of this so boring compared to the GBC. Or like, if you're familiar with the credit sequence of like Pokemon Red and Blue, for example, GBC Monsters 1 and 2 have pretty similar credit sequences where just random sprites of the monsters are showing up, and it's also much faster than this. You don't have to watch this silly waving words. This effect that they put on the text really isn't as cool as they thought it was. Yeah, I've personally mainly done runs of 1 through 4 and Monsters 1 and 2. I've done multiple versions of all of those games. But if I were to branch out to a later game, 5 is probably the one I'd try next. I don't think I have too much interest in the more modern games like 8 or 11 from a speedrun perspective. They're great games, they're just long. That's true, if nobody runs DQ6, then Mr. Barkington doesn't have to suffer. We're actually saving Mr. Barkington by throwing DQ6 in the toilet. Pigmented runs, yeah. The marathon's just going to be me playing DQ7 for 5 hours and then somebody else playing something while I sleep. Then I'll come back and just tag in and out. Someone joked earlier about doing a picture-in-picture with DQ7 in the side while other games are run. Could get Purple Mario to do DQ7 3DS while we also do like 3 or 4 other games. Co-op DQ7? That's true. We could do co-op runs. Do I want to save? Not really. My controller actually turns off during this. Oh, I didn't set the timer, did I? That's fine. Time technically ends when I dismiss this, but I need to wake my controller back up. No. No. Okay, fine, we're saving, I guess. Oh, this was the very end game, yeah. Probably a post-game file. So I couldn't have resumed from that. Part of the problem of doing all your actual practice/learning on emulator, you don't have practice saves to fall back on if you screw up the marathon. Alright, looks like we're ready to switch. Grab my mouse so I can switch. And we'll do DQ11. Then we got a couple more games left in the marathon. I think it's DQ9 after 11, and then finishing with a big DQ1 race, unless I'm forgetting something. I don't think I am. I am not. But that's it for me, so see ya, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of the marathon.